All right, good evening and welcome to the Big Game Conference. Yeah, so today we'll be having the second panelist section. Yesterday was super amazing, and today we have you don't just want to know the lineups of speakers that we have, the top goons in this business. So if you can hear me, let's do a quick sound check and a quick visual check. If you can hear me, please type 111 in the comment section, and then if you can see me, please type 222. Thank you. Welcome, Ifeoma Ezekoli. Welcome, AK Graphics. If you can hear and see me, please type 111 in the comment section. All right, great. Marvelous can see me. Destiny can, and Eket can hear me. Great, 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 guys. And now, before we start out this section, before I bring up the speakers, I want you to do a very quick ritual for me. All right, just take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this section, go and share it on your social media, tell them that we are live, tell your friends that we are live. And now Sniper said something. She said when you make a post of this on your Facebook, or your Twitter, or your Instagram, just tag her, and then she will be reposting you to over 3,000 of her followers. You know what that will do to your visibility, right? So please just share this section, and then we'll just start out. All right. So I'll be bringing up the speakers on stage, but before I bring them out, I'll be displaying their profile. All right, and then after their profiles has been displayed, you just see them live on the screen, and then we can just proceed. So first, I'll be displaying the profile of Sir Samuel Isiu.
Samuel Isiu is a highly sought-after public speaker, leadership mentor, exceptional thought leader, and a lover of Jesus. He is the author of the book Sell Yourself, a book on personal leadership and branding. He is the founder and senior consultant of Stylish Leaders Consult and Network, StyleCon. It's a consulting firm committed to raising stylish leaders with a unique mentality that would become problem solvers in different areas of life. Since inception, Samuel Isiu and SLN has imparted more than 6,565 leaders. Samuel spearheads Stylish Leaders Network community with Samuel Isiu, a fast-growing community on the media space with over 1,900 members. He currently works with a special advisor to the governor of Imo State, Honorable Eric Uwakwe, as a project director. He was the youngest speaker at the Tex Urie Saloon event in Warri, Delta State. He has been hosted as the youngest leadership mentor at Conversations with Shegun, a platform that has also hosted the likes of Dr. Miles Moore, the Black Mentor, Oban King, and John Obidi. Samuel Isiu organizes the biggest public speaking masterclass at the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State, Nigeria, every year. In March 2020, he led a team for the African Leadership International Conference that had over 1,250 persons in attendance. In June 2020, he convened the Productivity Masterclass, a virtual seminar that held on WhatsApp with an over 3 groups filled to the highest capacity. The 2-day event had over 770 participants hooked up online to learn from them. Samuel had thousands of students of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, talking about him after the 4th of October when he contested for the office of the SUG president and was recognized as one of the top 5 personalities in Futo afterwards by the CPC Media Network. He was also published as Personality of the Year on the University Experience newspaper in 2020. He recently organizes a physical program every year in Warri, Delta State, Young Leaders Connect. He also organizes a basic certificate leadership course for young and aspiring leaders. He is the convener of the Mega Student Leadership Conference that has featured the likes of Professor Kingsley Moghalu, Linus Okorie, Zion Oshuboge, Emeka Nobis, and others. He has received several awards for his work, including an award of recognition from the US recognized organization, Urbanized Africa International. He is passionate about making people lead with their talent, skills, and purpose. He is currently single and married to his visions and purpose. Welcome, Samuel Isiwo.
So welcome, Sir Samuel. Your profile is intimidating. So let's just bring up Dr. Odemwingie. All right, let's just bring up the profile of Dr. Odemwingie.
Odemwingie-Disu is a medical doctor, social entrepreneur, and travel consultant with over 4 years of experience working on social impact projects and initiatives covering health education, community development, and quality healthcare delivery to underserved communities in Benin City, Nigeria. In a bid to reduce death during emergencies, especially road traffic accidents, Eddie founded Lifesavers NG, a social enterprise equipping ordinary citizens with basic first aid skills to save lives and confidence in approaching emergencies, as well as advocating for the establishment of emergency medical services (EMS) in Nigeria. Eddie has participated in multiple global opportunities from organizations spread across Africa, Europe, Asia, and North America. He is an alumnus of President Barack Obama's Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI, where he was trained in public policy and management. In 2017, he was a part of the MCW Global Young Leaders Access Program that was held at Chaplain College, New York University, USA, where he was trained in social entrepreneurship. In 2019, he became the first and only Nigerian to have won the Alumni Ventures Fund from MCW Global. Currently, he manages Eddie Current Travels and Logistics Company and works as an intern medical doctor. Please make welcome Odemwingie-Disu.
Profiles are intimidating. Not these profiles are intimidating. I know these young girls that are saying he's currently single. He's married to his vision too. All right, let's just bring up the last person on board, TJK Otika.
TJK Otika is a certified life coach and accredited international speaker and instructor, as well as a growth mentor to many. He has organized several free and paid training programs and has been hosted as a guest speaker in multiple local and global events to share his knowledge. He has collectively trained and mentored thousands of individuals in digital learning, time management, personal development, career and life clarity, personal brand optimization, LinkedIn optimization, networking, teaching and speaking, self-confidence building, leadership and influence, educational revolution, and much more. He is the founder of the much reputable Learn 247, a learning community committed to transforming young minds through relentless sharing of relevant opportunities, instructional resources, and organizing out-of-the-world trainings and workshops to help individuals anywhere in the world realize their hidden potentials and gain unparalleled wisdom for success beyond the four walls. He is the author of the book, Your Career Clarity Companion, which he intends to get into the hands of as many as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, TJK Otika.
Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome again, welcome once more. Man, this profile is I feel like they should read my own. This is an intimidation. But I just accept that as the host for today. All right, welcome guys, welcome SARS. Today is just looking all masculine. I don't know. Yesterday we had a female with us, but now we'll just fly. All right. So yesterday we brought in series of undergraduates to tell us how they've been able to make impact in school, why they were as undergraduates. Today we brought people who were making impact as an undergraduate, but I am happy they've graduated. And then they want to give us from the world of experience of why they were in school and how they were able to navigate these things. So today we'll be starting straight from Dr. Bermuda. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, sure, I can hear you. All right, so we'll be starting straight with this first question with Dr. Bemudia. What led you to becoming intentional about making impact even as an undergraduate?
Okay, thank you very much. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Okay, I think basically what something. So what actually made me to be more intentional as an undergraduate medical, as an undergraduate back then as in med school at the University of Benin was going back. I never actually wanted to be a doctor. I just wanted to I think I went into medical school because of that mindset of when you get into medical school, you're a doctor, there's job security, all and all. So that in fact, that's basically why I just went to med school. I always wanted to be a journalist because I write very well. So when I gained admission to medical school, and then I discovered that I think my first year in medical school, we had an ASU strike that lasted for 6 months. We were a week to our final, we were a week to our exams in medical school. Then the strike came up, and they lasted for 6 whole months. And during those 6 months, I was just asking myself, like, so what will I be doing with those? Nobody ever actually envisaged it to have lasted that 6 months. So I was just asking myself, so what do I actually do with these whole 6 months of my life? So I discovered that because I was really good with writing, with news reports, writing anything journalism, anything writing and all the rest, I was very good at it. So I tried to send a couple of mails to the Nation newspaper and many other newspaper houses. And then they said, okay, that's cool. You can come and be writing for. So that's how I started writing for them. And over time, while writing for them, I just covered the fact that um, so I started off with them as a journalist. Okay, while writing as a journalist, then I transitioned into being a medical journalist with some of those newspaper houses. And then over time, I discovered that while being in medical school, at the end of the day, we are all going to graduate. We are going to give all of us. Hope you can hear me. Okay, so good. So
Okay.
at the end of the day, we're all going to graduate. I'm going to give everybody the same certificate. So I actually need something that would definitely stand me as so that when I leave the four walls of the medical school, I wouldn't at least be struggling to get to know so many other things. So that's what basically actually led me to actually making an impact. And I started off as a journalist, transitioning to being a social entrepreneur, and now I run a travel business. I think I will have to end it there for now.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Medical doctor. Should we say journalist medical doctor or medical journalist? I don't know, but it's actually it was actually super that you were able to come up with those a lot of things even as the medical students. I know when we brought the undergraduate yesterday, I saw a comment section when one of the students was saying "Wahala for medical students." I hope she's here to see that everybody can make in this thing. All right, so we'll be moving straight to Sir Samuel Isiu. What led you to becoming intentional about making impacts even as an undergraduate?
Okay, thank you so much. I believe you can hear me, right?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Okay, so I'm not going to say a lot about my story, but then I'm just going to say what inspired me to make impact as an undergraduate. Um, the first thing is this: I grew angry seeing a lot of undergraduates, behave like undergraduates. So a lot of undergraduates had not graduated in their minds. A lot of undergraduates were limiting themselves because of the tag undergraduate. So I saw a lot of people who said, I'm still in school, I'm a student, I'm still receiving stipend from my parents, so I cannot make impact. You see, I got annoyed with a lot of young people who said, I'm still in school, I cannot vie for leadership positions. I'm still in school, I cannot start up a business because I'm still in school. Asking money from your uncle, from your auntie, from your brother. A lot of undergraduates were not developed in their mind, they were not developing capacity. I grew annoyed and I said, you know what? I want to start to make impact so that my impact can affect one person who is a student, who still believes that as a student, you cannot make impact. So I got inspired, what motivated me, first of all, to make impact as an undergraduate was anger in my spirit. Anger is good. Anger can be good and can be bad. Anger is not bad. It depends on the person that is angry. That's why there's what we call holy anger. So I had a holy anger in my spirit. I said, you know what? I'm going to start to make impact. I'm going to light up a candle in one person who's going to light up a candle in another person to say, you know what, I'm a student, but I can make impact. I'm a student, I can make money. I'm a student and I can drive a car legitimately, legally. So I grew angry with the state of mind of young people. I grew angry with the tag undergraduate. How somebody is an undergraduate, but the person has not graduated in their mind. I said young people need to graduate in their mind. I grew angry. I had anger in me. So this is what inspired me to start to make impact as an undergraduate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You see, your light must shine. No, don't use the excuse of I am a student. Shine your light. See, don't depend on any uncle. Your dependency should be on you. Thank you so much, Sir Samuel. Now let's move to Coach TJK Otika. Sir, what led you to becoming intentional about making impact, even as an undergraduate?
Okay. So talking about impact, I would say one of the things that made me become intentional, just like you said, is anger. I looked ahead and I saw that, I would say I looked at two places, within and ahead. I saw that a lot of young people are coming out. We are going to school. This person saying, I want my child to go and study medicine. Good and fine. They're going to study medicine. They're going to study. I graduated from physiotherapy. And then I looked ahead, and I saw people who have gone ahead of me. Where are they? That was the question I asked myself. Where are they? Where are they headed to? Look at the people around you who have graduated from different departments, who have graduated with very wonderful grades. I mean, very wonderful, excellent grades. Where are they? A lot of them are still fighting, still seeking for positions, looking for jobs. A lot of times I look at that thing and I see people in that miserable state, and I said, no, this can't be me. This is not the life I want for myself. And then there are three things that stood out for me. There are three things that helped me to make this move. And one is passion. The second is purpose, a sense of purpose. And the third one is necessity. I found out what I love. I love to teach people. I love to help people understand complex things. I love to help people reason, to get better with their lives. So that passion, I discovered my passion, what I loved to do. Then the second one is the sense of purpose. Man, I go out there and I see people and they are not happy with their lives. They are broke. They don't have money. I really want to do something to help ameliorate their condition. A sense of purpose. I look at the structure of the education system in Nigeria and I'm not happy. The global education system and I'm not happy. People are coming out unfulfilled, unprepared for living. And I know that there's something I can do that can help that situation. So I had no choice. It left me with no choice. And then finally, necessity. Man, like my brother said, okay, I think you are the one that was saying it. I want to drive the best cars. I want to live in a mansion that is $100 million. That kind of vibe. That's what I'm getting now. So we need stuff as humans. We can't deceive ourselves and say, maybe when you start needing something, or maybe when you start wanting something, that you are being too lascivious or you are being too, unnecessarily greedy. No. We want the best stuff. I want to wear the best shoes, the best clothes, and all that. So that's just the summary of it all. That's the summary. That's what inspired me.
Passion, purpose, necessity. That's great. That's great. That's great. And then the things that is actually pointing out here is like everybody's angry. Have this better anger that let's not, let's not just think about that. All right, before we go into the next question, we currently have 47 persons that are live with us, and this is actually poor. We actually have a lot of undergraduates who needs to be here. So I want you to do another thing for me. Please take a screenshot of this section and then please repost it. Copy the link, share it on your social media. All right, copy it, share it on your social media, and then let more undergraduates come here. They will thank you for making this impact in their life. All right. They will thank you for making this impact in their life. So we'll take a quick commercial, and then when we come back, we'll go straight into the second segment. All right, welcome back to the Big Game Conference. We have Samuel Isiu, Dr. Bermuda, and Coach TJK right here with us. So that was an amazing first section. So now we'll go into the next section, and now we'll be starting from Coach TJK. So the second question is, as an undergraduate, how were you able to balance academics with making impact and making money?
Okay, good. I would say my journey with the whole money making thing online was started during the lockdown. Yeah, not too far ago, not too far away. Started during the lockdown, and man, it was sweet. I mean, it was interesting, understanding that I could do something right from the comfort of my room with boxers and singlets, and then I'm making six figures right there. I don't have to knot my tie, wear suits, and trek up and down. No, 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 not any of that stuff. So, but it was tempting, quite all right. It was tempting because I can tell you the very truth. At some point, I didn't want to go back to school. Imagine me saying this in after my final year. Okay, so but then one thing really helps me. I tell people this. I tell people, my mentees, my students, whenever I teach about time management, I tell people this. This is my golden rule. Learn to do less of anything you can do without. Learn to do less of anything you can do without. So each time I acquire something I know will be relevant for my future, for my vision, for my career, for my life, okay? Each time I try to imbibe that thing, to acquire it, to habituate, to bring in that into my life, there's always something I know, something else has to go. There's a lot of things I don't do. People come to me and they're like, man, every time your head is in one fly or the other, you're always speaking here, speaking there, every time. How do you do this? It's literally impossible. And, you are making impact and all this stuff. How do you do it? And I tell them this, you know what I do, but you don't know what I don't do. You see me do a lot of stuff, those things. But there's a lot of things I don't do. I have to sacrifice a lot of things. I have to sacrifice football, sacrifice watching movies, sacrifice playing video games, and a lot of all that stuff. Now, the reason is this. When it comes to time management, there's this thing called the Eisenhower matrix, placing your activities into 4 different quadrants. And the fourth one is the most useless one. It's not important and it's not urgent. These are activities that are in that fourth quadrant. So anything that is there, you can sacrifice it. You can sacrifice it to the gods of time management. I'm joking. But then there's a lot of things that I found out. If I don't do this, I won't die. If I don't do this, it won't cost me anything. So I have to let those ones be. Then another thing that helped me was, time management is broad. Yes, I learned how to optimize, not necessarily manage. I learned how to optimize my time. We all have that 24 hours. What makes you different from the other person is how you use your own 24 hours. So what I started doing, because I noticed I didn't have much time, I didn't have much spare time. My department was very rigorous, unnecessarily rigorous. If you are, my lecturer is watching, I'm sorry. But then that's it. So I realized that I couldn't even bring out a special time to grow, to do what I want to do. So I started growing on the go. Okay? So you see me, I'm going to go and eat fufu and egusi soup in one woman, my favorite food vendor shop there. I'll go to eat there and you see me, I'll carry a book. I almost always have something to do. I was a class rep in my from my 4th year to my final year. I was a class representative. I held several positions in school, but I was a class rep then. And there's this thing about class rep. You would have to go and meet the lecturer to teach classes and all that. And you know how Nigerian lecturers can be. A lot of times it's just so time wasting. So I learned to carry my books to that place. If you say you're not attending to me, no problem. I'll stay there and I'll open my book. I can read it for 2 hours. I have this always with me. So I do a lot of learning online, on online courses, YouTube and all that stuff. So I adapted to growing on the go. I didn't have to bring out a special time for a lot of things. So that's just the summary. I would like to leave at this.
Adapting to growing on a go, that's just the whole thing. Another person need to understand the fact that what you can do less or what you can do without, you should, push it away. All right, and then do things that will bring you money. Thank you very much, Sir TJK. Now, Dr. Odemwingie, we still have that same question for you. As an
Okay.
undergraduate, how were you able to balance academics with making impact and making money?
Okay, can we hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can.
I just need to. Okay, so first of all, I don't believe in the concept of balancing. I think most persons that have this question, they've thrown it at me many times. So, how do I balance my academics with the many work I do? Like, there's nothing. I don't believe in the concept of balancing. I just believe in the concept of sacrifice, and that's what the first speaker actually said. You see, you were in this. You came for this session. You spent the last 3 hours of your time. These 3 hours you have spent, the participants have spent at this session, they can never gain it again. It's not possible. So what do? You have to go and make sacrifice on some certain things. If you are the type that likes football, you have to sacrifice not playing football now to at least catch up what you have actually left behind. So I don't believe in the concept of balance. I just believe you have to make certain sacrifice. And that's one thing I did as back then in med school. That's one. Secondly, like I also advise undergraduate, first of all, your goal in school is to graduate whatever department you are in already. So the next thing you also learn to this that see undergraduate you need to learn, you need to network with those your lecturers. You see, those your lecturers, I always tell people in case you want to make impact, you want to make money. Those your lecturers are like because the reason what I'm saying is that in case in certain situations where you start having issues, maybe in one course or the other, those lecturers are the persons you are going to meet. So I'm having challenge. I can't maybe I'm not studying like I'm not understanding this because that lecture you still go back to 4 2 and they of course they can definitely get to explain it better for you. And another thing I also want to tell, which I also did, was the fact that we must learn to adapt our reading. You cannot use the same concept of reading that the best student in your class is reading and then you apply it to you and it works for you. Trust me, it doesn't work. It's because the reason why many of us have issues, but why many persons, I'm always using the word many of us, so that someone would don't think I came to this session to attack them. So the reason why many of us have issues is the fact that we are trying to adapt people's reading. Oh, if the first speaker can read for 5 hours throughout the day, me, of course, I can read for 5 hours throughout the day because I know that I do a lot of activities throughout the day. So why not adapt my reading to night period? So like back then in medical school, one thing I actually did was that there's this whole set of educational material called the USML, United States Medical Licensing Examination. They are study materials. Those are the things I used, and if I can be in a lecturer's class, just be pressing my phone, maybe not get so much. But when I go back and watch those videos from those lecture materials, those educational videos, trust me, everything lecturer has been saying will automatically enter my head. So it's one thing every we always are quite medical. So you need to find. I discovered that I understand best with videos. So what do I do at night? When everybody's sleeping, I just watch videos for like watch my lecture videos for like the past for the next 4 hours, and then I tend to get almost everything. And that I also advise medical students. I'm sorry for saying the word medical student. I also advise us is please you need to also learn to delegate. It's not everything you do as a medic. Why am I always saying medical student? So it's not everything you will do as an undergraduate. So please always learn to delegate. There are some tasks you can always try to push out to, and also make friends with your class rep. It will help you a whole lot. Back when I was in medical school, one thing I always try to do there my class rep was my friend. So there are times that they will switch lectures. They'll just make lectures. I traveled a lot. So travel to the US, travel to this and travel to the other country. I just say class rep, class rep, I'm going to make a trip to so and so period of the day, so and so period of the year. Please, as much as you are fixing maybe lecture, schedule and all the rest, test and all the rest, that period you have to work on it. And good, my class rep was very nice guy, understood what was ongoing. So at least, so you need to make friends with your class, so at least they can always try to maybe want to bend 1 or 2 lectures for you. And also you need to find a network of people that will support you. See, there are some lecturers in schools, they will never support your idea. It's not their fault. You wouldn't blame them. Of course, not everybody loves Jesus Christ. Not everybody will also love what you are doing. I get it. So those kind of lecturers, of course, you can't even hate them because they are lecturers. And so we just need to do as much as we try to avoid them. Those ones that loved you, those ones that love what you're doing, you need to go back and meet those ones. Always try to draw inspiration and support from them. And on the concept on how to make money, on how to make income, see, trust me, at the end of the day, all of us will graduate and we'll graduate to this degree we came into the university for. One thing I always try to tell people in order to make money is first of all, you need to find a niche. You cannot do everything. Esther does copywriting. I can't want to now go and join now. Let me do copy. Esther is doing copywriting. So it seems that copywriting is the team making everybody rich. So let me go and join her. Or the other speaker is doing a coaching, let's say leadership coaching. Let me go and join him. It doesn't work that way. So find a niche for yourself. One, two, you need to brand it. You can't just say, okay, oh, I want to be doing copywriting. Like one thing I love about Esther is the way she talks about copywriting on her status. I think there was a time like this guy is becoming too much, but at the end of the day, she has to brand her work. So you must learn to Find a niche. You must brand it. Yes, you must talk about it continuously. Put it in people's mind. You might not even be the best in that field, but because you're always putting it in people's mind, oh, I do this, and this is how it entails, people will just tend to trust you. And also, you need to learn to also do some things for free. You might want to start and do it for free for people at the early stage of maybe where you're trying to make money in the business. When I started my travel business, okay, obviously I've been able to travel. I traveled a whole lot of time when I was in medical school. I was always traveling. Yeah, this, like in a year, I can travel like 2 hours out of the country for fully funded programs. I never had to pay flights or pay, I didn't never paid anything. And over time, I always putting on my status, sharing it, talking about my trips, talking about experience, talking about the learning. And people automatically just trusted me. And when I started my travel business, helping my colleagues process visas, study abroad, and all this, I was doing it for free at a point. And then very soon I just started adding charges. And today I can tell you, okay, this is what it will cost me. If you decide to say, oh no, it's so expensive, okay, no problem, go and meet another place, I will do it for you for free. And many times they still come back and you do it for us for free. So in summary, there's nothing like balancing, make sacrifice, network with your lecturers. Your class should be your best friend, so you can always alternate lectures. Find a group and also always draw inspiration from them. Those lecturers that don't support your work, please try to avoid them. Don't hate them. Meet those ones that support your work. And on the part of making money, find a niche, brand it, do it for free, and add the price to it. Thank you.
In fact, I don't even need to do any recap. If you did not get those points that you even did, you're on your own. OYO. But then the only thing that one of the things that stood out is network with your lecturers, network with your course rep, right? I was a course rep while I was in school, and I knew how I was able to bend up some things. We knew how we could just talk to the lecturers that can listen to us. The ones that will not listen to us, we just let them be. And then if you miss anything, I think there are a lot of nuggets in the comment section. So just scroll up or scroll down, whatever the case may be, and then you can actually get that. So because of time, let's move straight to Mr. Samuel Isiu. As an undergraduate, how were you able to balance academics with making impact and making money?
Okay, so I want to appreciate the two speakers who have spoken already, Coach TJK and Dr. Odemwingie. So for me, when we say, I guess I understand the concept of balancing you're talking about. So making one successful and making the other one successful, right? That's making one go well, the other one also doing well. But the truth of the matter is, we are human beings. If we are to be realistic, these two ventures, school, academics, and business and impact, cannot be successful at the same time because we're not robots. One, we actually experience a little decline because if we are making impact as an undergraduate, you tend to push the impact work so much than school, if we are being truthful. Yes. So what most of the speakers have been saying are concerning their academics, because their impact makers, I understand, they are just trying to give us shortcuts to make sure that the academics also work. Yes. So I saw Dr. Odemwingie, he said delegate. So for me, I'm going to come from another perspective. It's the same thing I want to say, but I want to say it in another dimension. So always leverage on the selfish interests of the people in your department or your colleagues in class. Leverage on their selfish interests. So don't wait for them to say, what's in this for me? All right. Sometimes out of your own goodwill, tip people something in your class. You'll be surprised that when they are taking attendance or something, are doing an assignment, you have people lobby to write an assignment for you, even when you did not ask them to. Because Samuel, if Samuel come back, Samuel will give me something. That's what I do. Most of the time, I just walk into my department and I just say, Alpha, I'm an Nigerian student. I just tell them everybody's happy. I say, okay, I want to sponsor. There's these guys. There are some guys that used to sell Pomo. I don't know if you are familiar in the East. Esther should know those people. Those guys, they sell Pomo that they spice it up with sauce or something like that, and they sell it 15 naira. And Igbo students in the East, they like it so much. So I just call the boy. I say, Pomo, come. And they give everybody Pomo 15 naira. Everybody's hailing my name. They're shouting my name. Sometimes when I'm not in class, maybe I go for an event, I have a speaking engagement. I have people calling me, hello, Sammy, how are you there? Assignment day, I have a class day, and everybody wants to do assignment for me. Because I know how to leverage on the selfish interests of people. I know that people sometimes you have been in class for a whole day, and then they're hungry. Yes, so I can just come and buy somebody food. And the person just start to, sir, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much. You don't save me today. That person will owe me favor. I said it one time. I said, always make people to owe you favor. As an undergraduate in school, let people always owe you favor. If not for Sammy, that day I for not job for school. It's okay. Sammy, what can I do for you? That's it. Somebody's owing you a favor. So always leverage on. So that's more like, instead of, okay, it's more like saying delegate, or delegate with something. Yes. So ask people to do something for you indirectly. You don't even need to tell them, but they want to volunteer to do it for you because of what you can do to them. A lot of my lecturers actually see the work I do on social media. My mentor used to tell me something, Samuel, make I see your work. Anything what you do, make I see them. A lot of my lecturers, I intentionally search for them on Facebook and add them and make them my friends. When I have a speaking engagement, I post it out there. Today, I impacted thousands of youths. Now, what you are doing, you are showing up to higher authorities. Your lecturers are higher authorities. They don't really see students as people who have value. All they see are young people who want to pass assignments and pass exams and get out of this place. One of my lecturers saw all the things I was doing one day. I was passing the department and he said, Isi will come. I better carry me along. Show me the way. I said, sir, I should show you which way. I don't understand. When your lecturer is telling you, show me the way, I'm sure you will even be on this live now. I'm sure. And this is how I show you the way. They started to respect me naturally because they started to see, it's not this my student. How is this boy doing all this thing? Today I'm with the special advisor to the governor. Most of them have never met a governor before. They've never met a governor, a special advisor to governor, but they see their student who they are teaching with the governor, and they are calling you to say, come. They are seeing your value. So make those people in higher authority to see your value. I put them on social media and make sure they see my work. I put it out there. So they say that when I'm working in the department, that earlier, most of my department, my lecturers have to call my name. Samuel, you see who I greet you. Well done, leadership mentor. And I'm surprised. So when it's time to mark my exam, so this guy is always doing leadership. I beg, they will not come and tell you, Samuel, I mark your script. Don't worry, go, leadership mentor. Secret, honor your lecturers genuinely. Honor them. Anytime I go back to school, I'll buy a carton of Shamdor. This, I'm making it raw now. I'm telling you how that is done. Buy it, so that when you see me succeeding, we not say, I will not start telling you it's God. I'll tell you the secret. A lot of people, they don't like telling us the secret. What happened? Say that God do. Or guys, they like, tell us how you did it now. How is it? They say that God do them. How did God do it? I'll buy a carton of Shamdor. I'll go to those my lecturers. I say, sir, I just came back, and all the while I was at home, I was thinking about you, and I just respect you from my heart, and I came to honor you. I just came to bring this little seed. When my parents used to teach me that when we come to a king, we should not come empty-handed. So I brought something. That lecturer will never forget about you. In fact, I went to my lecturer one day to give him a bottle of wine and buy some gifts for him. He said, listen, you are the first young person that is my student who is giving me a gift in the last 3 years. So always have the first mover advantage. As a young person, always have the first mover advantage. Be the first person to send your lecturer airtime once the semester starts. These are secrets. So when you are doing this, you are romancing the authorities in your academic sector. You are romancing the authorities in your academic sector. Those people who can directly influence your academics. Well, before you know what's happening, you are succeeding in your academics. And then you are going for your speaking engagement. You are doing your projects. And what's happening? Your academics is flourishing because the men who control the affairs of your academics are by your side. And your impact work is flourishing. This is how well to balance your academics and impact and money. Now, another thing, the income part, turn your lecturers to your business associates. Oh my God, those guys, if you watch, lecturers have different streams of income. Don't joke with those people, though. You can see a lecturer teaching in 5 institutions. I've seen it before. One lecturer can have a farm. Another one can have a mechanic workshop. And those guys hungry for business because the Nigerian system is not favoring them. So you can go to them and say, sir, you know what? I just joined the real estate, and I want to introduce you. Talk about business with them. Let them see you as someone who has a higher level of thinking. They'll start to respect you. That's how to, income, impact, academics, balance it, and success is going to be your best friend. Thank you so much. I've said a lot.
Wow, you've really said a lot. You've really said a lot. But most times I just feel like I should just go back to school and then start implementing this thing you've said. All right. So for my own story, while I was in school, I had a lecturer who was always buying this bottled water for. Like I always stock his fridge with bottled water. That was little I could afford, but I was always doing it. And then I noticed that I was buying land on his head. And then even when I had a slight issue with his course, he was the first to call me. And he was like, oh boy, what happened though? This is your course. If let's say you go fail more. That kind of thing. But then there was a rapport that happened and I didn't fail out entirely. And then but the grade was not too good. But I knew I was able to express myself genuinely to him. So one thing for sure, always be close to your lecturers. And then like Dr. Bermuda said, be close to the ones that likes you. There's some person you be close to that will frustrate you. All right, be close to the ones that like you. All right, so the next segment we're actually going to be going into for the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll be taking questions from the audience. All right, so if there's any question you want to ask and then we've not been able to capture it, please just type a Q and then your question, and then we'll pin it to the dashboard. All right, so while you're actually typing your question, we'll go in for a second commercial. Please type your question, and after the commercial and in the next 3 minutes you don't have a question, well, I'll just appreciate the speakers for coming and then we'll just prepare for the next section. So let's just go for a brief commercial, please. All right. While we are waiting the question, now everything you've learned here, just I know most of us used to screenshot and we don't go back to them. These things are not things that I feel like you can write. So you can equally just screenshot if you're not with your jota. Now this thing has actually given you an advantage of, Mr. Samuel said, first mover advantage. All right, we are actually in ASU strike. So when you resume buying wine for your lecturers, at least you are making money now. All right, buy water for them, be close to them, the ones that like you though. All right, and when you buy those things, you buy land in your head and they will like you. Please don't be, yesterday Esther was actually saying her life before she became intentional is class to lecture, from lecture hall to fellowship to hostel. Please, you've learned today that making impacts will move you to places. All right, see, Dr. Bermuda was traveling because of the importance he knew about these things. All right, he had these informations and he was able to maximize these things. All right, he was able to maximize these things. So don't play small. This is a big game conference. After this conference, you are already, in fact, a big game player. Don't play small. Be the first mover, and then be different from other persons in your class. All right, teach what you know. All right. So for me, what actually worked for me while I was in school, I know I could not read for a very long time, but I tried to read 4 hours in a day. Not like 4 hours stretch. I cannot kill myself. So most times I just try to break it and I try to time myself. So in the morning, if I am strong enough, I could do 2 hours and then do 2 hours later in the evening. And another quick advice: don't, as you're balancing your academics and your business, don't wait for exam periods to start reading. That's the fastest way to. All right, so I have a question. I'll just pin it to the screen. So Destiny said, public speaker. It seems you have forgotten your name. Okay, so do you have any books you can recommend to newbie like me, sir? I plan on making great impact in my school. So any of the speakers can take that first. The book recommendations. Please, when they recommend this book, make sure you read them.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think one book I always recommend for anybody. I'm sorry, it's like I'm answering his question, but let me just add one. There's this book, Assessing Global Opportunities by Gracie H. Amizu. I think you can just check opportunitydex.org. You have access to how to get the book. So if you check that book up, you'll be able to make lot of impact. So just check opportunitydex.org. On that website platform, you get access to the book and many other group opportunities. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Bermuda. Mr. Isibu, do you have a book recommendation?
Okay. So one book I would like to recommend is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Eat That Frog. Anybody who wants to make impact in school or wants to make impact at all needs that book, because it will teach you how to put away things that are not important. To teach you how to set priority. It's going to teach you how to set goals. It's going to teach you how to put yourself on a good scale, just put priorities, do things that are important in your life. It's going to teach you strategies on that. So you need that book, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. I think that's the only book I want to recommend at this point.
All right, thank you, Mr. Samuel. Then Coach TJK, please, a quick one.
Okay, so actually I won't recommend books. I would recommend courses. Yeah, because that's what works for me. When it comes to books, if I should recommend any book, it should be the generic ones. What is the name? Atomic Habits. Yeah, I've not read the book, but I've a lot of people who are close to me, they testify about the book. The nice one, Atomic Habits. Then that's written by James Clear. Then some other books I've written. These are books that will open your mind. Books like How to Sell to Nigerians, Small Business, Big Money. You should read all those books as well. You should try to be versatile, and then read books on sales. I would advise every living human being to read books on sales. I'm always reading books. The book on my table right now, I've read it before and I'm reading it again. This is 5 Great Rules of Selling Yourself and Any Product. I've not seen the soft copy anyway, but if you find it anywhere, you can read. It's a very wonderful read on sales. So that's what I advise. Then on courses, go online, take online courses. The hype on books sometimes is overrated. You can learn. I teach people to learn. I advise people to learn. You don't necessarily have to get it through books. You can get it through blog posts. You can get it through YouTube. You can get it through Coursera, Udemy. A lot of all those stuff. Okay, I'm an e-learning coach. I would advise you go online and learn. There's a lot of opportunities for you. The person you are seeing here, I've done over 200 and something courses. I have over 180 certifications. Okay, I don't post all that online, but then that's what it is. I'm always learning. I learn almost every day, so I keep accumulating this knowledge. You too can. Okay, and a lot of these opportunities too, you can find them for free. You can do a lot of them for free. Go to Coursera. You can apply for financial aid on courses and get certified. Take courses. Learn what you want to learn for free. Go on YouTube, listen to TEDx talks, TED talks, and all that. That's what really helps me, and that's what I recommend for you. Okay, then you can also connect with these people here. You can learn a lot from them. Most of my learning didn't come through books when I was starting out. It started from people's WhatsApp statuses. I'll tell you the truth. A lot of things I learned about business and startup, I learned from one of my mentors, Chigo Odemwingie-Disu. The guy always put out this training program and all that, free training programs. His status update. I learned a lot from that. Some of my friends, a lot of things that, triggered me on copywriting was from people like Odemwingie-Disu, that kind of thing. So flood yourself with helpful information. What's going to liberate you will not come through. And that's what I want to tell you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I would also recommend my book. I would also recommend my book. Yeah. I just remembered it now. On personal development. If you are a newbie, that's a very, very perfect way to start. Yeah. The title of the book is Step Up Your One-Stop Guide for Personal Development. Has 13 strategies that can help you break the bounds, break limiting beliefs, and then march on to success, talking about branding, networking, and the rest of them. So yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. TJK. For you to get the book, just search for his name on social media, and then trust me, it's very visible. So let's take this last question from David Adola. It was directed to Mr. Isiru. You said your lecturer asked you to show him the way. What are the things we can teach our lecturers when they are desperately in need of our help, skills or business?
Okay. I think the question is answered itself already. It depends on whatever value you have to bring to the table. All right. what we are saying is bring value to the table. Give value to whoever is at the top of your life at the time. All right, most of these lecturers, most of these people, everybody wants to demand from them most of the time. That's what they do to great people a lot. All right, everybody wants to ask from great people. You want to ask for money, you want to ask a question, everybody wants to learn, everybody wants to draw from them. But most of the time, nobody is bringing something to them to say, you know what, I have this thing that you can work with me, partner with me on to grow yourself. All right. It can be from your skill. If you like, there's a friend I know, her name is Achel Precious. She does this mom and baby something, like she trains moms on how to be better, how to parent effectively, and how to train their kids, something like that. Somebody like that can go to their lecturer and say, you know what, sir, I have this, I can train your kids on how to speak effectively. I can train your kids on how to observe, how to learn etiquette, proper, how to use cutleries, a lot of things. You can use your skill to do that. You can bring business to them. Some guys that do real estate, I know their lecturers, a lot of their lecturers buy lands from them. A lot of the lecturers buy properties from them. Some guys who do a lot of other businesses, the lecturers actually do a lot for them. So for me, my lecturer said, show me the way. I'm a leadership guy. All right. So he said he has passion to also inspire young people like I do. So what he's telling me to do is to also bring him along to come and teach young people too. That's how I can bring value to the table, to his life, and to make him also relevant too. So you can use whatever you have to give value. So just like John Obidi says a lot, he said, use what you have, for what you have is plenty. So you have a lot inside of you. Use it to add value to people. So you are using your skill to add value to your income, to add value to your lecturers and people at the top of you. This does not just apply to only lecturers. If you work in an organization, do this for your boss. If you work in your church, do it for your pastor. All right, these are just principles that opens doors for young people and for any other person living on earth.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sir Samuel. Thank you very much, all the coaches. I'm seeing some comments in the section. Sorry, we can't take any other question because we have another section in 5 minutes. All right. So for those of you asking, can anybody share this PDF? Can anybody, like Mr. TJK already said something. See, Google should be your best friend. Go and search for these things, you get them. All right. So stop asking questions. Stop wanting to be spoon-fed. Can I get the link of this? You should search for it yourself. You will get them. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Odemwingie. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel, and thank you very much, Chief Coach TJK. Thank you very much for coming to this section. I don't know why Esther put this panelist section before some other sections. I wish it was the last section, and then we can go on and on. So thank you very much for your time. And so by 8:10, everybody, we'll be back with Disu. All right, by 8:10, we'll be back with Disu. Please, just it's just a few minutes from now. Just take a few stretch and then come back. All right. So thank you very much, everybody, and don't have a lovely night rest yet, because we'll be having Disu session. All right. Thank you very much for joining us in this section. And then I'll wait till the next section. Do well to join us, and then you will learn more. Bye for now.